Hi everyone and welcome to the Portland Retro Gaming Expo Costume Contest version 2.016. This is the point where you applaud because you're all here to see it. I didn't even ask for a round of applause and that guy is on it. Dang! My name is Manny. I have a sign, no one else does. I'm also known as Sporkbot. I have been cosplaying for far too long to be as not old as I am. Yeah, yes. This is my real hair, this is not a wig. So yeah, I've been cosplaying since 2003, and I got into judging costume contests. So that's what we're going to be doing here today. I'm going to let our judges introduce themselves.
I'm Manny number 1. No, I'm just kidding. I just have this one name tag. My name is Holly Olson Mosby. I've been cosplaying since about 2004 and entering and judging cosplay contests since 2009.
Yay! Hello. Yes, please. Alright, my name is Paige. I've been cosplaying since like 2010-ish. I kind of just cosplay with friends, so whenever people are doing something, I'm like, I want to join that, and then I copy them, or whatever. I'm a new mom, that's my baby back there, so, yeah. This is ours.
Hi everyone, I'm Cherry T-Girl. I'm from California, and I've been cosplaying since 2003, and yeah, and I hope everyone has a great cosplay contest today.
Hey, I'm also Holly. I'm Holly number 2, and I've been cosplaying since 2003. Me and Manny met at the same convention, so we've been doing it for the same time. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's stuff today.
Alrighty, so how this is going to work. We are going to have our lovely cosplayers here come up onto the stage one at a time, or 3 at a time if they're a group. That's fine. They're going to chat with me a little bit. I'll ask them to explain their costume for you guys, because not everybody knows every video game or whatever. It's cool. They're going to come over here, chat with our judges, and then we'll bring the next person up. We like to play it fast and loose, so we're going to just have a good time. After our judges have talked to everyone, we're going to deliberate for a little bit, so there will be a little bit of dead space. Just kind of play on your phones, do whatever. Everyone has a computer in their pocket or a Game Boy. I think you're all fine to wait like 5 or 10 minutes. We'll bring the winners back up. The judges will explain their choices, and then we'll pretty much be done. But if you have any questions or would like to talk to any of the costumers about how they made something, we're here to answer questions. So, who wants to come up first? You.
Woo.
Come on up. Hello, what is your name?
Hi, my name is Quentin.
His name's Quentin. Hi, Quentin. And what are you dressed as?
I am just a Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Did you guys all hear that? All right, cool. I can't hear anything up here, so I don't know. And what inspired you to dress as a Star-Lord?
I don't know.
There you go. Now you're in the light, shining like a star. So what was your favorite part about putting this costume together?
I thought that the gun was my favorite part, because I did that one on the gun by myself.
Ooh, show that off. That's super cool. Go ahead and strike a pose and head off to our judges.
Show them your orb.
Ooh, look at that. Oh, yeah. It sounds cool, too. Thank you, Quentin. Who's next? There you go, right on it. Hi, welcome. What is your name?
Joker.
Ooh, Joker. How mysterious. Very nice. Huh? Jester.
No, it's the Joker.
Oh, you kind of got some.
It's not working.
Oh, okay. Well, nobody is. It's fine.
Put it on myself.
Oh, you did a good job. So, what was your favorite part about putting together the ensemble today?
The mafia got it.
The mafia about it? That's pretty good. So, let's see, Jonathan, what do you do on your days off when you're not goofing and spoofing around?
I hang out with Harley. We watch Netflix.
Oh, yeah, you bring the bike inside.
Yeah.
Cool, yeah. I mean, a lot of people like their motorcycles, but not that much. Go ahead and strike a pose and head on down to our judges. Let's bring up the next victims. It's Halloween, it's a Halloween joke. Hi guys. Go ahead and smush together so I'm not blocking your light, thank you. So, let's start with your names.
I'm Emily. I'm William. I'm Michaela.
And for people who have never touched a video game controller in their lives, who are you guys dressed as?
I'm Young Link.
And I'm Adult Link.
Very nice. So, yeah. What made you guys decide to do this group costume together?
Anyone can take it.
Well, I love to cosplay, and I've done Link a couple times, so I was like, you know what, maybe we should have like a group of Legend of Zelda do it. So I got my sister-in-law and my brother, and we're like, let's do it.
Very nice. What was your favorite part about putting these outfits together? Did you all kind of work on little bits and pieces?
I liked doing this part. It was really fun.
That is super cool. So I don't know if you guys can see this. This is all like felt and it's all like appliqued on there. It's super cool. Did you make anything?
Yeah, I kind of helped with the Deku shield, and that's probably my favorite part about my costume.
It looks really cool. You did a great job.
What was your favorite part?
Well, I liked making my shield too. I've always wanted to have a Highland shield. Now, like, my dream's finally coming true.
Very nice. Go ahead and strike your pose and head on down to the judges. Come on up. Hello, welcome to the stage. What is your name?
My name's Sean.
Sean, and who are you dressed as?
I'm dressed as the NES Mega Man, the corrected cover NES Mega Man.
Very nice, the blue bomber. So, what inspired you? And I love these. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is great. This is my 8-year-old dream. So, what inspired you to dress up like Mega Man?
I've always wanted to do a Mega Man costume. I always wanted to do X or Zero, but had a chance last night. Obviously, I bought the blaster and the helmet. Me and my roommate Kylo back there.
What's up, Kylo?
We put it together last night. We made we both worked on the muscle suit that's underneath for a couple different costumes. We've been costuming for a while, part of the 405th group. So.
That's super cool. And building muscle suits is really kind of fun. It's a fascinating process to try to make a body to wear on your body. Is there anything else you'd like to add? All right, perfect. Go ahead and strike your pose and cue up for the judges. All right, would you like to come on up so that you can then finally sit down? Hi, welcome. What is your name?
Brandon.
Brandon, and what are you dressed as? Besides sweaty.
I'm dressed as a Halo Spartan.
Very nice. What, any kind of specific version?
This is mostly my own custom-made version. I based the chest out of Halo 5 Nightfall armor, and the helmet is the Master Chief helmet. Pretty much, my character is a brute hunter, which are like these big ape-like aliens. He skins them, wears their armor on his, and their fur and whatnot. So.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. So kind of like Boba Fett with the Wookiee pelts.
Yep.
Awesome. So this is your like original Spartan character, is that right?
Correct.
Okay, cool. What kind of inspired you to do that? Like, I am not super initiated with Halo, so I don't know much about the community about it, and I assume not everyone out here does either.
Well, I've always been a huge fan of Halo since 2001 when it first came out, and I was actually brought into the 405th last year when I went as like the first version of this costume, and yeah, basically I wanted to do Halo cosplay, but I can't do anything standard, so I always have to make it my own. So that's how I came across doing this.
Cool, that's super awesome. Go ahead and strike your pose, and we'll head on down to the judges. Let's bring up the next contestant. You guys can fight for it, I don't care. Hello, hello, welcome. What is your name?
I'm Griffin.
Hi, Griffin. Who are you dressed as?
I'm dressed as the Masked Man from Mother 3.
Very nice. So, what was... Ooh, and you got your little Smash medallion. That's cool. So what was your favorite part about putting this costume together?
Probably the helmet, to be honest. It was really fun to make, and it was like my first real experience with like painting stuff and like molding together cosplay with like random materials, because the rest of this is just kind of like, oh, okay, I just cut this PVC pipe in half and that's it. Like, this was kind of more of the complex part, and it like really introduced me into like making more complex cosplays.
Yeah, that's super cool. And I mean, even it does take creativity to kind of like find and put pieces of garments together. You have to kind of do some problem solving. Otherwise you're just standing at Home Depot like. So you really did a great job on this. Why did you pick this character?
I don't know, I just think this character is really cool, and plus he's from my favorite game, so that's another good thing.
Yeah, that's always a good choice. Well, go ahead and strike your pose, and we'll head on down to the judges. Next. Oh, you are loaded up. It's okay, we'll wait. Well, hello, welcome. What's your name?
My name's Audrey.
Audrey, and who are you dressed as? I mean, you don't have a name tag or anything, so.
I'm dressed as Jeff from Earthbound Mother 2.
Very nice. So why did you decide to make this costume?
So I really liked to go as Jeff because honestly, like, if any of the characters look most like Pooh, but it was really cool to go as Jeff, because he had a lot of accessories to go with him, like bubble monkey, gun, yeah, stuff like that.
Perfect, and I love this. This is a super cute idea, and oh, you know, you were sitting earlier, so it was flipped around to your back. I really love that. I think that's super fun. What was your favorite part, or a particularly challenging part of curating this costume, getting it all together?
My definitely favorite part was making the Gygus thing back here. Hold on a second. I really like making that because at my school we had Spirit Week, which is where you, Ava knows, seniors had to wear red. So I wore my Gygus thing to school, and that was pretty awesome.
Excellent. Why don't you show us that?
Oh yeah, sweet. Okay.
You got she's got a ton of stuff up here.
We got that on. Oh god, sorry. It's really embarrassing. And then at the end I turned to robots. We got that one.
Very nice. All right, let's bring up the next person. I'm gonna take a drink of coffee. Hello, what is your name?
I'm Edward.
Edward, and who are you dressed as?
I was gonna be Rocket Giovanni, but I actually got a haircut and I woke up too late to shave. So now I'm Rocket Gordo. Rocket Giovanni's older brother, and I've aged the 20 years since that game has been out.
Very nice, very creative. Giovanni's lesser-known older brother. A little bit less successful, but still very well-dressed. So,
Family.
yeah, you know, runs in the family. You don't wanna look bad. You don't wanna.
31 in the family.
Yeah. So, what inspired you to dress as Giovanni's older brother?
Actually just started playing Pokemon this year.
Yeah.
And with Go, but I'm really low level in Go, but I've actually started with, I'm still playing Red. I picked up a couple of the other games for afterwards and everything. So.
Well, welcome to the cult.
Good to be with friends.
Enjoy the Kool-Aid, you know. What was your favorite part about curating, putting this together? Was there any challenges that you didn't expect?
I kind of like wearing a suit. I look pretty good in a suit, so what are you gonna do? And it's a nice early first entrance. I don't have to put together armor that hurt myself put together or anything.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing that a lot of people don't think about with armor is that you have to put it on in a specific order, and that order doesn't always make sense.
It's almost like putting on like a football uniform.
Yeah, exactly. Well, go ahead and strike your pose, and go ahead and have a chat with the judges. Let's bring up the next person.
You see all right? Barely, but yeah. There you go.
Hello, welcome. What is your name?
I'm Quint. Can you hear that okay?
And who are you dressed as, Quinn?
I'm a Soldier 76 from Overwatch.
Very nice, very popular. I was hoping we'd have some Overwatch cosplayers. So what inspired you to dress as the old dad?
I originally wanted to be McCree. I wanted to do an Overwatch character because the game kind of took over my life as soon as it came out. I originally wanted to be McCree so I could just sit there, so I could at noon do his ultimate quotation. But then I realized he's got this big old pipe chest piece, and I really, really, really didn't want to do that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I think you're not the only one who's had their life taken over by Overwatch. Thankfully, I dodged that bullet by having a 7-year-old computer. So what was your favorite part or a challenge in putting together this costume? Because it looks like you've done quite a lot of work.
This was our first time working with fabric and our first time working with EVA foam. So we had to just make stuff up as we went along to get this together. There's a wedge sitting in the bottom of this mask so it can actually stick out and not fall over as I'm putting it on, and all of this other stuff that's just kind of really hastily put together, but it still looks good.
I mean, I wouldn't say hastily. You obviously did a lot of problem solving and you really tried to challenge yourself. So good on ya. Is there anything else you'd like to point out that I may have overlooked?
Well, I would like to say, if you're near the point and time is about to run out, get on the point.
Always good advice. Go ahead and strike your pose and have a chat with the judges. Next. Ooh, shiny. Hello, what is your name?
My name is Gwen.
And who are you dressed as?
I am Warrior Princess Peach by the artist Skirts on DeviantArt.
I love it. This is super cool. Very, very intricate. I've done armor like that before, and it's fun.
Fun is the word.
So, what inspired you to create this costume? Obviously from someone's kind of original design. That's really cool.
Princess Peach is always a character I super love, and I've always wanted to do one of her renditions. And the dress is really big and fluffy, and fabric is not my strong suit. So I went for armor, which was also an ordeal.
So, what was a challenge you faced you didn't expect to, or what was a what was something that was way easier than you expected it to be?
I didn't expect the base pieces of the armor to come along so easily. One thing, of the original art, it's all bare, and so when I finished that, it looked very empty, and so I was like, I should add more, and so I took it upon myself to add more detailing with more foam, which I kind of regretted later on. Get about halfway through and realize there's still a lot more foam to go.
Well, it looks super good, and you did a really good job kind of antiquing it. And you made, did you make this too?
I did, yeah. This is Exor from RPG, and it's in her original art, and so that was fun. A thing that I didn't really pay attention to until I was like doing it, and I'm like, hey, this guy's familiar.
Well, that's super cool. Go ahead and strike your pose, and we'll have a chat with the judges. Come on up. Oh, it's bedazzled. Yes, bringing back the early 2000s. Hi, what's your name?
I'm Caleb.
And who are you dressed as?
I'm an Inkling from Splatoon.
Very nice. So what inspired you to dress as an Inkling?
I really love Splatoon, and I think the Inklings are really cool, so this happened.
It happens. Kind of like almost any costume. So your hairy tentacles are super cool, and they look like they're airbrushed.
Well, there is some, yes, it is like spray paint on the bottom, but the rest is just a wig glued to a big plush tentacle.
That's super cool. Can I turn it?
Yeah, there's a...
Yeah, if you look, there's little suction cups on the inside. So what was your favorite part about putting this costume together?
Okay, it might have been the sparkles. It was really tedious, but it turned out great in the end. So, yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with a little glitz and glam. I mean, let's be real. What was a challenge you faced, or something that ended up being way easier? Did you learn anything new?
The tentacles were kind of hard because the wig was not working with us. And there was no patterns online for anything like this. We had to make everything from scratch.
Yeah, the good part about that is now you've learned how to make things from scratch. Is there anything else you'd like to add, point out that maybe I didn't call out for you?
No, I don't think so.
All right, go ahead and strike your pose, and we'll go chat with the judges. Is that a big water bottle on your back that you're using? Yes, that is cool. But did you you made it out of a water bottle?
It was a giant I don't know what to call it. It was just a giant container that we found in Walmart.
Awesome.
It was at the dollar store.
Let's have the next person come on up. Hi, what is your name?
My name is Ruby.
Hi, Ruby. Who are you dressed as?
I'm Helga Hufflepuff.
Very nice. I don't think we've had a Harry Potter cosplayer yet. So awesome. Congratulations on being the first somehow, literally somehow, not had a Harry Potter.
She even put out new stuff this year. People should be pumped.
People should be on this.
Yeah, Hufflepuff pride. Hufflepuff pride.
So what was your favorite part about putting this costume together, curating it? How did you work the outfit together?
Well, it kind of started out with the research. It says in the books that Merlin was one of Slytherin's, first students, and so that kind of gives you a time frame. Then you look back and realize that there is literally no reference material for Welsh fashion at that time, and Hufflepuff is Welsh, so it's like, well, now you get to make up everything because nobody knows.
And you did a really good job. This is very well put together, and it looks like you put a lot of thought into it. What is a challenge you faced, or something that came together way more easily than you expected it to?
I kind of already had a lot of the base pieces. It was mostly just trying to find actual yellow things because there's remarkably little yellow out there when you go looking for it. So
Yeah, it's not a color a lot of people like to or are able to wear without looking like weird pink things. Or a banana, yeah. I heard that from the judges table. So if there's anything else you'd like to point out, feel free to do so. You got your little necklace.
It's a Deathly Hallows rosary, because kind of at the time Catholicism was coming in and such, but I kind of wanted to do something that wasn't quite that, so yeah.
And this is really cool. Did you make this? Because it looks like it's been cut from like the brass or whatever this soft metal is.
A friend of mine did. She made it, and then we both kind of put the necklace together. But yeah, she's kind of getting into chainmail and really interested. Her family's into like reenactment, which is kind of where I started going back into actual history. So.
Very cool, very cool. Well, go ahead and strike a pose and go ahead and have a chat with our judges. Hi, what's your name? Emma, and what are you dressed as? Froze. Froze from, is that Fairy Tale? Oh, I haven't read that in like 8 years. Well, it's super cute. What was your favorite part of putting this together? The spots. They are really, really cute. And why did you choose to dress as this character?
Because I like it.
Yeah, and I don't know if you guys can see. I'm going to touch your little eyes here. It has really cute little like sparkly eyes up here. Go ahead and turn around and show them the spots on the back. And you've got your little bag. Are you going to be wearing this on Halloween? Awesome. Do you think you're going to get a lot of candy? Oh, yeah. All right, go ahead and have a chat with our judges. Thank you. Ah, another JoJo. Hello, what is your name?
I'm CL.
And who are you dressed as?
Jolene Cujo from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Very nice, a personal favorite of mine. So why did you choose to dress as Jolene?
Well, actually, this isn't my first JoJo cosplay. This is like my third. But I wanted to do a female character because the last two were just dudes, Speedwagon, Coyote. So, yeah, and it was kind of challenging because I'd never worn such a revealing costume before. It's not that bad, but...
It is actually really intimidating to wear a costume that is a little bit revealing. I have done that, and it takes some work to leave the hotel room. So what was your favorite part about putting this together?
Probably the little heart here, because everything else was so difficult, it just made me angry. And the heart wasn't that bad, it was just, taking an X-Acto knife to some foam that I bought at the Dollar Tree.
Cool, very nice. And so now, yeah, this is pretty intricate. I don't know if you guys can see all the way in the back, but there's like spider webbing all over this thing, and she has shoe pants.
That was difficult. That was very difficult. I had to buy spray glue and then stretch fabric over these boots and make sure that they still, zipped and unzipped.
And so now, I have to ask, because you have shoe pants, do these clip in the front, or did you literally just make this all one piece and you gotta just hope for the best?
Okay, what I did was I found a morph suit at Goodwill, and it was like an extra large, but it was the right color, so I was like, oh, well, free fabric, So I bought it, and I basically cut out pieces for this, and then I had to downsize the pants a bunch, so the outside seams were me. And the rest, it just stretches on, it's stretchy fabric.
Cool, well, that's actually super, super clever and very resourceful. Go ahead and strike a pose and head on down to the judges. A little closer to the X, they can't see you back there. When people actually go for the shoe pants, I'm always like, yes. All right, who is next? Oh, so many shiny costumes today. I'm like a crow, I'm just like, ha! Hi, what is your name?
Linnea.
And who are you dressed as?
The boss from Metal Gear Solid 3.
Very nice. So, why did you choose to dress as the boss?
Metal Gear Solid is probably my favorite video game series, and 3, other than the first one, is my favorite game, and I just really love the boss's morals and how she kind of puts into effect the rest of what happens in the rest of the Metal Gear Solid series.
Very cool. So it looks like you did put this together yourself, which is super awesome because it's pretty intricate, and most people don't do super intricate things because it's intimidating. What was your favorite part about putting this together?
Well, it was the first actual clothing kind of thing I've put together. Most of my other things, it was modified clothing, so that was intimidating. But really, when I started adding the details, that was when it was coming together, and I really liked seeing it.
Yeah, it's super cool, and it's always, because I started out using, making modified stuff, and making that jump to kind of creating your own thing from just piles of flat fabric is so intimidating, but once you get there, it feels so good. What did you hate the most making this?
Probably these right here, because I had to make, it's like flaps, so I could put this elastic thing for the zigzags, but then I wanted to make sure I could bend my legs. So I had to put on the pants, and at first I didn't have these attached to this. And then I put on the leg, and then I hand sewed it, so I stabbed myself a bunch. I still have blood on my legs. And then when I sewed it together, it didn't come out right, so I had to rip it out, and then I re-sewed it, so I stabbed myself a bunch again.
Yeah, I think a lot of us have been there. Yeah, I know I've had to paint things as they're on my body. So go ahead, unless there's anything else you'd like to point out that you're particularly proud of.
I did the back.
Go ahead and, yeah, that is pretty cool. Go ahead and strike a pose and show off to the judges. Hello. Here's your little X. Hi, what is your name?
Emily.
Emily, and kudos on getting into all this paint this early.
It's a lot.
And who are you dressed as?
Amethyst from Steven Universe.
Very nice. I think we had a Steven last year. Or was it Dipper? I don't know. Either way. So, what made you decide to dress up as Amethyst?
Well, it took a while to consider because I know this is a gaming convention. But I looked at the rules, you don't have to be a video game character, and I just love Steven Universe.
And there was a Steven Universe video game on the phone. So, even if that was a rule, you could do it. Really, almost everything has a video game, so that's why we just kind of struck that rule. We were like, there's a video game for everything, whatever. So what was a challenge you faced in putting this together? Because it looks like you made this coat.
Yeah, it was a lot. Trying to fit it, and then realizing it wasn't the right size or shape, and then having to go back, cut parts, sew it back together. Also, there's a lot of hair.
There is a lot of hair. This is a lot of hair. I wish you Godspeed in untangling that at the end of the day. So it looks like you also modified the whip as well. Tell me a little bit about that.
I got a whip from Party City, put spikes on it, put gems on the end, and made this out of Sculpey.
Very cool. I mean, Party City is where I buy all my whips, so obviously that's where you have to go. So what was the easiest, the most fun you had putting this together?
The paint was really fun. Getting to paint my face was fun. I like painting things. Also, putting the whip together was fun.
That does look like it was pretty fun. Go ahead and strike a pose and go and talk to the judges. And let's have our next contestant. Hello, what is your name?
Corinne.
And who are you dressed as?
Alice from Resident Evil.
Very nice. So, why did you decide to dress up like a Resident Evil character?
I love Alice because she's a badass, so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So it looks like you really did some awesome work curating this, putting this, bringing this whole thing together. What was your favorite part?
Probably spray painting stuff and putting this together because we also spray painted too.
Cool, very nice. And so what was a challenge that you faced in bringing this whole outfit together?
Finding everything, like the correct colors for everything, the right shorts, and everything like that.
Yeah, that can be very, very difficult to do, so that is a task in and of itself. What was maybe your favorite part, the easiest part, or something that you learned in the process of putting this together?
You can find anything at Goodwill. Like 90% of this outfit is Goodwill.
That's awesome. Go ahead and strike a pose and have a chat with the judges. It is indeed your turn. Come on up.
Here is your answer.
Hello, what is your name?
Chris.
Chris, and who are you dressed as?
I'm a clone of Rei Ayanami, who took the form of Ryoji Kaji to send Asuka Lady Soryu's soul to the Human Instrumentality Project during the Third Impact in the Neon Genesis Evangelion main manga.
Awesome! That is, I've done some weird, obscure costumes, and this is rad. Sometimes it's really fun to dress up as something obscure. So what kind of led you to make that choice?
Well, since 2016, I wanted to be something out of the Third Impact. I was originally wanting to be a mass production Evangelion, but it was well out of my budget. So I got my recycled Kaji outfit that I wanted to go on stage to participate with. There were way too many participants, so I didn't want to take away from those who did the handcrafting. And but so it's this kind of recycled outfit, and I made myself a sign to accompany it to just so to say that I'm not Kaji, but this explains the manga Asuka's fate.
Well, let's show that off for a second. Let me see what that says. Asuka Langley Soryu will become LCL, also known as the orange soft drink by the name of Tang. Very nice. So it's totally cool to like repurpose something. Like that's awesome. I've repurposed costume pieces myself and like wigs because who wants to buy something new every time? What was a challenge that you faced in putting this all together the first time or even the second time?
Maybe Velcro, because if I get it wrong, I have to pull it apart, put it back together. It makes a lot of noise, especially at 2 in the morning while getting the sign together before ScurCon.
Very nice. Go ahead and strike a pose and have a chat with the judges. Do we have any other contestants? Hi, come on up. God, you're decked out.
Thanks. I was inspired by this. This is my inspiration.
What is your name?
Nathan.
Nathan, and who are you dressed as?
A vault suit from our Vault Boy from Fallout.
Very nice. So it looks like you like Fallout quite a bit. Is that true?
Yes, that would be accurate.
Okay, so what are some of these like doodads and doohickeys that you got yourself covered in?
Well, there's a little bit of everything. You got the Vault Boy bobblehead for small guns. We have the old tin can that you collect in the game all the time. That's actually a real tin can from 1950. We found it hiking. So.
Yeah, no, I was looking at this. Like it's like opened with the old triangular.
Yep.
Like someone opened it with a crummy old can opener back in the 50s. So that's super cool.
Yeah, it's actually from Falstaff is the name of the beer brand. And then what else we got here? Well, I got my rad roaches over here.
Oh, those are cute. Can I see one?
You can have one. You can have one.
Oh, yay! I just need one. I'm doing my Joe's Apartment reenactment later, so this is perfect.
And then we got the, of course, you got to have the wrench. That's the classic Fallout one right there.
Absolutely. So what was your favorite part about putting this whole costume together?
Doing all the work, spray painting everything. I like working with my hands and creating stuff, and I really tried to pay attention to the smaller details in the game, you know, that would make it more recognizable. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Like usually the smaller details are the ones that get overlooked, but for costumes that are a little bit less like flashy and fab, those are the ones that really make it all come together. So what was something that you found to be particularly challenging, like dropping roaches everywhere?
Yeah. Definitely the spray painting stuff, because it's hard spray painting plastic without being tacky and coming apart, and all the paint. I had paint. I still have paint all over my hands.
Yes, that is very difficult. If you are working with spray paint or anything like that in excess, safety first. I spray outside in an old, nasty, big Tupperware thing. I just drop the thing in there and I'm just like, because cosplay is fun, but it can be hazardous to your health if you're not thinking with your head.
Wear safety gear.
Yeah. We spent like 4 hours in a Walmart parking lot doing it, so.
I can't endorse that, but I do like that. So go ahead and mess up Walmart all you want. Go ahead and strike a pose and have a chat with the judges. This little roach is so cute. Do we have any other entrants to the contest? Come on up. We'll wait. Oh yeah, Flashy. She's got her little catwalk on. Just doing great.
Yeah, briberies.
Hello, what is your name?
Rachel,
And who are you dressed as?
a white mage from Final Fantasy I.
Very nice, very classic. Obviously the audience is a fan. So what was your favorite part about putting this whole thing together?
Well, white mage is my favorite class from Final Fantasy, so I was super stoked just to own a Final Fantasy white mage robe that now I can just whip out whenever I need.
Absolutely, that is kind of the best part about making a costume, is that once you have it, it's yours. You own it now, and you can just, you can go ice skating, like it's cool. So what was a challenge you faced in putting this together? And yes, I have gone ice skating in costumes, so I was just way younger, I wouldn't do that now.
Well, luckily for me, my mother has a giant vault of fabric, so finding the right colors was really easy. What was difficult was I discovered inadvertently the first time I wore it was that because it is white, if I wear a dark colored bra under it, you can see everything. So I learned that the hard way.
Yes, white shows everything, so does yellow. And this is like a really cool, like it's like a linen look cotton. This is actually super, super neat. Ooh, and this is a micro suede? Sorry, I didn't even ask before I touched that. Always ask before you touch someone's stuff.
Yeah, because my mother has a weirdly extensive fabric basement.
I'm gonna talk to you later because that sounds awesome. And did you do the leather working for this bag too? This little satchel?
Yeah, it's just a drawstring. Because Mom has a bunch of leather lying around too.
Of course she does. Who doesn't have a closet full of leather? I do. But I used to work at a leather store, so you know. Is there anything else that maybe I didn't call out that you're particularly proud of?
My favorite thing about wearing this costume is that I finally had a chance to use my favorite 3DS pouch with this little belt loop thing and wear it as a utilitarian pouch. So that I could carry my 3DS around in style and get 100 street passes.
Yeah, that's super cool because who's gonna wear that every day?
I know, right? Usually just hangs out in my purse.
Yeah, for sure. Go ahead and strike a pose and have a chat with the judges. Thank you. Do we have any more contestants? I saw someone trying to be forced to be volunteered. Anyone? Anyone?
Wait.
Bueller? Kylo? He's like, really?
Okay.
If you want, I don't care.
This is on you, by the way. I wasn't late.
You may not have been late, you also weren't in line.
Good on you.
You can put the blame wherever you want, you're still wrong.
Han Solo told me the same thing.
He said Han Solo told me the same thing. Yeah, well, the difference is I'm still here. Go ahead and stand on your little X. Hi, what is your name?
Michael.
Michael, and who are you dressed as?
Kylo Ren.
Very nice, very nice. Everyone's favorite sad boy from 2015. So, what was your favorite part about putting this together? This looks pretty cool.
I was able to just find a bunch of stuff online that I liked, and just saw all the reference pictures and whatnot. These are a lot of intricate fabrics, so which was kind of
fun things to try to find. So.
Yeah, it is super cool. Like this is like a neat, like kind of a nylon-y burlap with like a cross weave. It's almost like a ripstop, but like bigger and thicker. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. Definitely hard to move in though. I see why Adam Driver was so cranky. It's really, really tight everywhere.
Yeah, for sure. So, what was? Yeah, I know you called out specifically like finding and having to hunt down all those pieces. What was something else that was a challenge that you faced in putting this together?
The helmet for sure. Just because it's a store-bought helmet, but I did all the mod work to it, and apparently glue, like super glue, does not like this kind of plastic.
Yeah, that is a thing that you learn, is that every different kind of plastic is different, and you never know what kind of plastic it is until you buy it, and foam hates everything. There's like specific glues you have to use for specific things. You can't spray paint foam, or that your foam won't exist anymore. It's pretty crazy.
Actually, yeah, the worst part is actually this is polypropylene plastic, which I learned after a while. They actually make a primer to be able to glue this. I'm like, okay, cool, so now I have a bunch of latex caulking all around my head that I could have avoided, so.
Very nice. Go ahead and strike a pose and have a chat with the judges. Do we have anyone else? Nope? Awesome. So once they're done, we are going to deliberate. So go ahead, whip out your phones, play your video games, you know, do whatever. I'll get your attention when we're done. Hi everyone, thanks for waiting. We, the judges, have come to our decisions. So first of all, let's thank everyone who entered. And especially thank you for getting into costume so early. I could hardly even get dressed this early, so good on all of you. We are going to do this, as most contests do, in reverse order. We have first of all, some really special call-outs for things we were very, very impressed by. Our first call-out is for Soldier 76. That was for being one of your first costumes you've put together. You picked something super challenging. So kudos to you for taking on such an intimidating project and also working with some of the hardest materials, being vinyl and EVA foam, neither of which I enjoy working with and work with all the time. So good on you. That was great. Let's hear it for him. He's just like, yeah. And then, huh?
Yeah, it's hard to like really do much in this.
Yeah. And then our next special honorable mention was for, was it Froth from Fairy Tale? Frosh. It was so cute. We were dying. We loved it with the little sparkly eyes and all the spots. It was super cute. And getting up on stage is super intimidating. So good on you for getting yourself all pumped up to get up here and talk to the scary guy in the snake belt. So good job. So how about some honorable mentions? Our first honorable mention is going to be the White Mage. Yeah, come on. We gotta embarrass you again. Come on down! Hey! So, would you guys, if you don't want to, you don't have to, would you guys like to explain kind of why we chose you for an honorable mention? Get up in the light, don't let me block you.
So we were particularly impressed with her jacket. It's all finished inside with finished seams, and the triangles are appliqued on really well.
You actually faced the hood and the front here.
Yeah, it's all surged under it.
Yeah. The construction
So it's
is just
super professional construction. My mother taught me.
So, for your prize, you get to pick and game.
No,
not all of them.
Okay. I don't have an Xbox One, so I'm gonna go with the one that has a soundtrack because I can listen to the soundtrack.
Perfect. Thank you and congratulations. Thank you. Okay, our next honorable mention. This is more of kind of the reason this is an honorable mention. We kind of had a category for this anyways, but we were also just specifically very, very impressed. And that's the Spartan from Halo. I know myself personally, I loved your EVA foam work, and I also loved the lore around your character. It was super cool.
I really liked how original his concept was I took a little bit of this and a little bit of that, kind of putting himself into the Halo universe.
Who doesn't love a good OC? So, for you, we have... I can't hold all these lines. You get to pick and game. And also you get this special Halo 5 Xbox One controller that hopefully you don't already have. You seem like a Halo fan. You could always use another. Perfect. Thank you, congratulations.
It's like animated.
And our final honorable mention is Jolene. Don't trip on your shoe pants.
Shoe pants?
Just shoe pants.
Shoe pants.
Shoe pants!
Shoe pants.
I mean, not just that, but she took like a giant jumpsuit and altered it to this. I mean, that's really impressive. It's pretty much just as good as making it from scratch.
It was, yeah, we were really impressed by your resourcefulness and by shoe pants. So you get to pick and game. Thank you. All right, our third place winner. I want you guys to do that cheesy drum roll thing. Our third place winner is the boss from Metal Gear Solid 3. You're good.
Yeah, we really liked how she, this is her first time sewing, and she went above and beyond and sewed a one-piece bodysuit, so it was really impressive.
Stretch fabrics. Stretch fabrics are
Stretch
fabrics are not the easiest thing for your first costume. Absolutely not.
They're not even the easiest thing on your 20th costume. So, really though, this is very well put together. We can tell you tried a lot of new things and really challenged yourself, and that's awesome. So, you win a Tom Nook amiibo. And one of these two controllers, you get your pick. And these are USB controllers you can plug into your computer and play some video games that you purchase legally. Thank you. Next we're going to mix things up a little bit, mostly because I skipped a line on my paper. And we are going to announce the winner of the Kids Prize. Let's hear that cheesy drum roll again, just because I like it. And the winner is Star-Lord. Hi, come on back. So, go get this. Thank you. Don't get overshadowed by me. That's why I didn't dress up today. So, this is just super cool. You and your family put a lot of work into this, and that's great. You actually went out, you made props to make your costume pop more. And that's a lot of thing people overlook. I know I do, because I don't like carrying things. So, for your prize, or is there anything else you guys like to call out? Yeah, we just loved it. It's cool. You get the Yoshi amiibo, the yarn one. Thank you. And now for second place, we have the Legend of Zelda group. Let me get my cord out of your way. There you go. So, we were really impressed that you guys came together and made this all together. Everyone did something, and that was super cool.
I love group cosplay. I love working together and being able to come up with something cohesive. So it's really fun to see like a group of a family walk down the aisle. It's really fun. Thank you.
So for your praise. Praise.
No.
You get Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival and controllers for games you purchase legally on your computer. And you guys can divide those amongst yourselves, you know, have a little family feud, whatever. Thank you. And our Best in Show first place, yay, great job winner, Warrior Princess Peach. This is really cool, but I want to be perfectly honest, I'm not even judging on wow factor of, ooh, it lights up, you know, which, whatever, that's cool. But you put a lot of work into the armor and the painting, and you just brought this all together really, really well. Is that...
Yeah, we especially loved how you came up with your own take on an art piece. So it's based off of an art piece, and then she put her own details in it, and it's just really fun. Every little piece that you look at has something different, and you could just stare at it.
It has all the Mario details on it, like the star, and then the chain chomps are on like the back.
And there's a POW like on her, like everything is cohesive and thought out. Like there's a reason for everything on this costume.
Yeah.
And your prize is in a bag.
A bag?
You get a bag! You win Yoshi's Woolly World with the Yoshi Amiibo and the Retron 2. And I guess the bag too, just whatever. No, this was super great. So, here, I'll help you put it away. Teamwork. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. So, I'd also like to thank everyone who entered, and we have this problem literally every year. There's always costumes that we're just cool. Like, there's so many costumes that are just cool, and we like, it's so hard to pick every year, because we're just sitting back here going, well, that was cool, but this was cool, and they did this, but they did this. So really, everyone who entered did a great job. You all brought something unique and cool to this costume contest. So thank you for what we've been doing this, like, kind of our team specifically for almost 4 years now, and we've had 4 great contests thanks to you guys. So really, thank you for entering. You are all awesome. So, with that, I'd like to wrap up this year's Portland Retro Gaming Expo version 2.016 costume contest. We will see you all back here next year. Thank you so much for coming. Enjoy the rest of your day.